Hi guys. So let's talk about Denmark and its education today. So where is Denmark? Denmark is right above Germany. There are these 3-4 countries which are called Nordic countries: Norway, Sweden, Denmark. They are right above Germany, and they have a higher per capita GDP, higher incomes, about 20 to 30%. I have lived there for a couple of years. I have worked for Danish companies, and I know how the system works in Denmark. And today we will cover a little bit about Denmark, a little bit about education in Denmark, and why you should look at Denmark as your next location, next destination for education. So a brief about Denmark. It's one of the best when it comes to quality education. It has been consistently ranked amongst top 5 countries in the world when it comes to quality education. There are few areas: engineering, life sciences, social sciences, which are more popular. As you can see the picture which I have clicked here, I think I clicked that maybe 3 years back. The weather is very cloudy, but you see that there is a lot of industrial activity. So anybody who's in engineering will definitely find a job in Denmark. Engineering, life sciences, social sciences, also a lot of nurses go from India to Denmark for jobs. Now, it's an interesting third point, which is that there are 1500 courses in Denmark which are being taught in English. And the reason why most courses are in English and not in Danish is because Denmark's population is only 5 million and its economy is very strong. So they need people from outside to come in and work in their country. And Danish, because Denmark is only 5 million population, Danish language is not very popular outside of Denmark. And hence, they rely on English speaking workforce. And also most of the companies are export oriented. So they will make a lot of stuff in Denmark and then they will sell it to Germany, to France, to Italy, and so on. They are very good with engineering. And therefore, they also, just because they are export oriented businesses, they have to rely on English, because you cannot do import and export and these kinds of businesses in your local language. You have to rely on English. The second last point is about collaboration skills. While in India, China, Africa, other parts of the world, the focus is a lot on your grades, your individual contribution, but when it comes to Denmark, focus is a lot more on collaboration skills. So when it comes to group activities during your studies, then you have to show that your collaboration skills are high, and genuinely also you have to collaborate with your colleagues. It's a very safe country. It's a very well organized country. I would say that it's much safer to live in Denmark compared to living even in Germany. It is, again, I'll repeat it. It's safer to live in Denmark compared to living in Germany. It's a very well organized country. People are very friendly and so on. And again, the work culture is quite good. Usually, for most of the Danish companies, people leave at 4 p.m. from work. They go and they pick up their kids and then they spend some time with their kids, 4 p.m. Although they start a little bit early, 7:30 to 8 a.m., but they finish early. And when they are at work, they actually work. So the productivity is very high. So this is a little bit about Denmark. Now coming to the education part, there is no fees if you are a permanent resident, you have a permanent residence, or you have a temporary residence in European Union, or you have a family member who comes from that area. However, for most of you, because you are international students, you should assume 10,000 euros per year as the tuition fees. And I would say it's not too much, because consider that, let's say, if the starting salary in Denmark is 20-30% higher than Germany, And in Germany, maybe you earn 30 to 50,000 euros per year. And if in Denmark, you can earn 10, 20, 30,000 per year extra, that means that even if you did a master's for 2 years in Denmark and you gave them or to your university 20,000 euros, so 10,000 euros plus 10,000 euros, 20,000 euros to your university, you can easily get that money back when you are working, in terms of just the difference of salary. And not just that, but you will find more English speaking jobs in Denmark compared to Germany. That is also a big draw. That's also a big positive. Now, when it comes to admission requirements, right, I'll not go too much in the detail of all this, but what I'll tell you, if you look at the third point, there is this website, OPTAGELSE, right? You go to this website and they have structured everything so nicely, all the information about each of the Danish university you will find there. Especially for foreign students, I highly recommend you go there. It's much better than going to any educational consultant. The education entrance requirements are not very high, especially when it comes to knowing Danish language. You are going for an English taught program, and what they ask for is proof of English skills, not proof of Danish skills. So you have to show maybe some kind of a certification around your English skills. And also you need to have some kind of an entrance exam which is comparable to Danish high school diploma. So there is an important, so I would say that the admission requirements are not very strict, and especially because there are very few students from India who go to Denmark for studies. So the competition is very less as of today. It can increase obviously going forward. There is one tricky part, and the tricky part is the visa interview, and I'll talk about that in a bit. The deadlines are more or less similar to Germany or France or Italy. You should target that you finalize your application by month of January. Now, coming to the expenses are higher than Germany. The expenses are also higher compared to obviously Italy, Spain or France. Accommodation typically is like 2,500 to 4,000 Danish krona per month. 1 Danish krona is around 10 to 12 Indian rupees usually. So you can assume that between 20,000 Indian rupees to 40-50,000 Indian rupees, you will get a shared accommodation. Insurance is another 200, mobile phone 150. Food is expensive. I have put a picture of the food I have purchased once. Most of these vegetables are actually imported, and that's why the food costs are very, very high. So that was a little bit about the expenses. I also wanted to highlight on this picture, the train system is very good. So if you're going by public transportation, they have very good trains all across Denmark, so you can use them. This is one picture which I missed out on, and which I should have talked, and you might be thinking what this box with the vegetables is. This is a little bit about the Danish culture. So Danish people are very honest people, and this is just a representation of that. You see, there is a farmer who has kept all his vegetables in this box, and there is a money box also in this big box. Nobody is selling vegetables. You would not find anybody standing next to it. I clicked this picture in the area where I used to live. I used to live in an area called Jutland or Jutland, Jutland. So people would just come, pick the vegetables, put the money in and go. People would just come, pick the vegetables, put the money in the money box and go. The prices of the vegetables are written on under each of the vegetable type. So this was very surprising to me. In Asia, I'm not sure how many people can really think about doing it. You always have somebody selling you vegetables at in a vegetable shop or something. But this kind of a system just shows how honest Denmark is. They also are pretty rich. If you look at this picture, this is something which I clicked in Aarhus. Even So if you come to India or Asia, right? So if you have a lot of money, then you can own a boat. But just because Denmark, the general average income is very, very high. Their average GDP is around 62,000, if I'm not wrong. $62,000 per year, which is very high. So if you are middle class or upper middle class, you can have your own boat. Yeah. So you can have your own boat. A lot of nice cafes. This is a picture which I clicked in La Cabra in Aarhus. A lot of nice cafes, a lot of nice food, a lot of honesty. You look at the vegetables here. Very good public transportation. You can live anywhere without a car. But a lot of Danes actually have a car. That's a different story. They have really small cars, and they are happy with it. Vegetables, food, expensive. Most of it is imported from abroad. Lifestyle, very good lifestyle. So this is a picture which I clicked in Aarhus. These are kids playing with water on a weekend. So Danes usually keep their weekends completely free from work. So the work culture is less stressful, and that is why Denmark is one of the more happy countries, right? It was ranked number 2 out of around 200 countries when it comes to happiness. Now, in the end, before we leave, this is the most important thing where a lot of Indian students especially miss out on. Visa interview. So you may get an admission from the university, but the visa interview at the embassy can be tricky. Usually it lasts for 60 minutes, or let's say 40 to 60 minutes. It's a long interview. They'll ask you a lot of questions, and these questions are not necessarily difficult questions. They are very easy questions. What they are looking for is 2 things. One, the motivation with which you are going there. And number 2, consistency of that motivation. For example, if you say that you want to work in water sector, now you said that in your interview, but your documentation says that you want to work as a social activist or something like that. So there has to be a consistency in your application, what you write and send it to them, and also what you express verbally in the interview. That is very important, having a good consistency, because if you are sitting there for 60 minutes, they will ask you a lot of simple questions, they will chit chat with you, and if you don't have a very clear, consistent picture in your mind about your future and about your past, you should know all the courses which the university is offering. So let's say if you have an admission from DTU, then you should know exactly what kind of modules that master's program is having, what kind of individual courses that program is having, and so on. So these are the important things: consistency and having a very clear motivation. The last point, or here I have written it in number 4, is high pass rate. What does it mean? A lot of countries like Spain, UK, Italy, and so on have low pass rate, or especially during these pandemic times, their pass rates have gone lower, which means that they ask for 100 applications for visa and maybe 70 get approved. Whereas in Denmark, 90 to 95% applications get through. So the pass rate is very high. Even though the visa interview is long, you should have a lot of confidence in you while you're going there, because the pass rate is high. 9 out of 10 students clear the visa interview. So that is something to keep in mind, and that helps your confidence. So guys, this is a small summary of education in Denmark. The final point is weather. Weather is not nice, especially during summer. I showed you, this is a picture which I clicked during, I think, September, and this is a lot of clouds. This is a picture which I clicked maybe in December. So a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather, and you should get ready for extreme winter if you are especially coming from India, or even in some parts of from China and so on. So consider Denmark. It is a country with lot of English speaking jobs, unlike Germany and France, and especially from these larger countries. I have come across so many students who are coming back because they could not learn the local language. They knew English quite well, but they go there, they study for 1 or 2 years, and then they have to come back because they just couldn't find any job, right? So Denmark is good because a lot of it is in English. Their economy is strong. They are open for international people, and all what you need to do is just apply. All right, guys. So if you have any comments, let me know. Share this video with your friends, and all the best. Bye bye.